on that point. The SNP is wonderfully imprecise. But beneath the evasion and the gobbledygook, one thing is clear. In any negotiations on the fiscal framework, the SNP expects the rest of the United Kingdom to pay a large portion of the bill. And what of other promises they make, the SNP? What of their wish to join the European Union? The European Union won't easily or swiftly admit an independent Scotland. There is a queue to join, and Scotland will be placed at the back of that queue. And countries that faced separatist threats, like Spain perhaps, or Belgium, are hardly going to rush to admit a breakaway nation. The unhappy truth for the Scots is that the SNP are promising what they cannot deliver. They are fooling themselves and misleading their own people. But the SNP are more focused on gaining political power than on the long-term well-being of their own country. I warned again and again in 1992 and 1997 that devolution would lead us towards the breakup of the United Kingdom. For their own partisan electoral advantage, Labour ignored all the risks. No, they said, devolution would kill independence stone dead. It didn't. All it did was to fan the flame. But we've now moved on a long way from that. In the referendum, belatedly, but to their credit, Labour fought for the Union. The Union was battered, but it survived. Now it is put at risk again. Let me not mince my words. I don't wish to be misunderstood. The SNP is a real and present danger to our future. They will pit Scotland against England, and that could be disastrous for the people of Scotland and fatal to the unity of the United Kingdom as a whole. And this election may bring that danger to the fore. Let me turn now to wider matters, and in particular the economy. 5 years ago, people couldn't even be sure their money was safe in their high street banks. It was a very real fear. And although Labour is in denial about their own role in that, they cannot avoid their share of responsibility. The Conservative-led coalition has brought us back from the brink to the genuine prospect of prosperity. Much remains to be done. But growth is healthy, easily the best of any large economy in Europe. Inflation is non-existent. Job creation has been outstanding, and unemployment is falling more rapidly than anyone dared to hope. The future is most definitely looking brighter. And more so as the economy begins to feed through. Wages and salaries are beginning to rise, with every expectation that this will continue. Bookings for one particular package holiday company are up by 30% on last year. That isn't the mega rich. These are families on average incomes up and down the country. It is no longer a fantasy to believe that there are better times ahead. They are within our reach, but only if we continue with sensible economic policy. Now, quite properly in this election, the Conservative Party seek a majority on their own account. Polls suggest the voting will be very tight. But I believe that we can achieve this. A few thousand votes in crucial seats, such as for Julian Knight here in Solihull, will dramatically change the outcome. Only a few thousand votes would secure a Conservative majority government. And we need one, because beyond the election, some momentous issues lie ahead. Can we keep the United Kingdom together? Can we reform the European Union? Can we spread prosperity across all regions of our United Kingdom? Can we continue to build world-class health, education and public services? And can we build sufficient infrastructure to encourage investment in areas of low income and high unemployment? Can we protect people and communities who feel that they are left behind by the global economy? I believe we can do all these things, but only if we build growth through financial, commercial and industrial success. We will never do that by raising taxes and the business community. Good intentions are no substitute for properly thought through policy. They blame the financial crash. But all one needs to do is to pick up a history book. Every single Labour government we have ever had, from Ramsay MacDonald to Gordon Brown, has ruined the economy. Dear Chief Secretary, he wrote, I'm afraid there's no money left. Kind regards and good luck. Exclamation mark. Exclamation mark. Well, I credit him with honesty, but I don't share his sense of humour. And nor, I imagine, will the millions of men and women in every part of our country whose lives would have been so much less painful over the last few years if Labour hadn't squandered the legacy that we left for them. And in this election, Labour's approach seems to be this. If you rob Peter to pay Paul, you can rely on the support of Paul. The truth is, if you rob Peter by imposing punitive taxes, then you will hurt Paul, because Peter will invest less, create fewer jobs, and there will be a smaller tax yield to pay for essential public services. Now, high taxes are populist. They're even popular with some. But they deaden enterprise, quell ambition, discourage the talented. Is that really what this country needs as we try and build a better future? I don't think so. After the election, either the Conservative Party or the Labour Party will form, or at least lead, the new government. We need a government that can reach out to every single part of our country. And I don't believe that Labour can do that. I know Labour. I grew up with them. I admire their virtues. But Labour is a class-based party. It was born so, and it remains so. It's in its DNA. Labour divides to rule. To win votes, they'll turn rich against poor, north against south, worker against boss. They've done this before, and they're doing it now in this election. But that is emphatically not what this country needs. We need to bring people together, not create chasms to drive them apart. And the enduring characteristic of the British nation that I know, the enduring characteristic of the British is fairness and generosity of spirit. I believe that people will just turn away from Labour's politics of social division. It has no place